Yeah, exactly. Because one feels that one feels safe within the role of his or her identity. You know who you are. You can comfortably say, I am, I do. But it's been changed. We have changed, and there have been instances throughout history when who you are has been changed. I mean, millions of Spaniards were no longer millions, thousands. And this is and now we come down to the core of the book, which is the expulsion of the Jews from Spain. I mean, they were not foreigners who had been living in the country. They had been born there. Their families have been living there for generations. Is that when you say the Jews in Germany? There were no Jews in Germany. They were Germans. They have been Germans for 3 centuries. But the moment someone in power decides that your usual identity no longer applies, you are not safe, because something is being imposed on you. So I wanted to shake this certainty one feels when one is reading a book of history. Where here you're sitting, comfortably sitting in your armchair, and you're reading about whatever. And you think that on this side of reality you are safe, and beyond this side are the other people who aren't. The things will change. They will change very fast. And everyone needs to be taken into account. That's why I say in the book, the I is changing all the time. Because in each and every case, what I'm trying to do is put myself in these people's shoes. I'm trying to experience, virtually experience, what it's like to lose your country, to lose your caste, to lose your convictions. As in the case of this man who was a soldier. I mean, he was a young man. You leave your country, you join the army because you are convinced that you have to join the struggle against communism in Russia. And a few months later, you realize that all you were living by up to then was a lie. It was a monstrous lie. And that you are not a hero, but an accomplice that must murder. And this is something, things don't happen. Things happen to people. And in order to understand things, you have to use the techniques of fiction to gain insight into the feelings of those who are living a certain experience. And it must be about fiction and reality. There are 2 kinds of characters in the book. Some of them are historical characters. Kafka, or a number of historical characters, and in this case, everything related to them, I have not invented anything. But otherwise, I have used my personal experience, other people's experience, and I freely and at will made them into narrative fiction writing. For example, many people think the first story of the book, which is told in the first person, and someone who knows me may think that this first person is me.
Because it takes place in Spain.
Yeah, it takes place in Spain, and it's about someone who comes from a small village and goes assume, especially people in Spain who know my life and so on, people may assume that this is me. This is not me. In many cases, you write what a writer does. You create an alternative biography. You develop, your life might have taken a number of other ways, other than those that actually happened. And in some cases, what a writer does is to explore what might have been. The road not taken. And this man in the first story is someone who is sick, is homesick, who has lost has another job, and at 40 or 40 something, he's more or less feels himself adrift in life. No? That was not my case. At the time when we were born, it was not my case. But somehow might have been my case.
But in that story that he meets Mateo, the cobbler in Madrid, and maybe that's what prompts some of the memories and something. And then Mateo himself appears in another one of the stories with the escapades with the nun in the tower at midnight. But with the first story, the idea of the procession during Holy Week or something, and the statues that have been created for that, showing the Jew as evil and green-faced and everything. I found that very disturbing because it seemed he was the outsider of the community, okay, and the sculptor who owed money to him, rather than pay him money, victimized the Jew a second time by creating his face on the float.
Yes.
It's really vicious. It's the victimization, the financial victimization, and then maybe the personal victimization of portraying him on the float. That all the Catholics of Canada, which I guess would be 99% of the population, would see
It was
as
100%.
snicker. And say, that's him, that's the tailor.
Yeah, you know, there was a cobbler in my hometown who was very similar to this character. I mean, this is one of the characters that have been more directly based on reality. This cobbler I saw when I was a kid. My father took me to the barber shop next door. But when you write, memories start to pour out. You don't know where. And personal memories are part of the material you're working with. This is not a memory. Personal memory is one of the ingredients of this story. And there is something that is also important to me, which is to see one character, which is the protagonist in one of the stories, to come back as a minor character in another story.
It's very about that.
Yeah. It's like in reality. Because we all think that we ourselves are the main character in a novel, in an ongoing novel which is alive, no? And that other people are more or less have walking appearances and so on and so forth. But this is also an illusion because we are as well minor characters in other people's stories. And this is one of the things that the novel, and I mean the novel as an art, that the novel is very good at. And it's very, it's very smart read Faulkner, and they both use this device. You have one character in one novel who is the main character, and then he or she has a working appearance, another character in another story. And this is fascinating.
But that's also because the author is producing these things at different times of his life. So then he thinks, oh, let me bring back so-and-so.
Yeah, but for the reader, it gives an impression of real life. Because you recognize the character. Even before learning the name. It's like recognizing a face in the crowd. I know it's bad. It's like in Balzac or in Bel Caldos, who's a great Spanish novelist of the 19th century. When you see a doctor walking in a sick room, the moment the doctor walks in, you realize that you know him from another doctor. So it's worse. It's magic. It's like when you see in these paintings, in historical paintings or religious paintings of the Met or whatever, and you see that one of the characters is staring at you. I mean, all the other characters are involved in the action, the crucifixion or the miracle, or some miracle or other. No, there's a character who should be a witness and telling his gaze to you. So it's simply breaking the spell, breaking the distance, breaking the barrier between reality and fiction.
Can you also talk a little bit, since you're other novelists in Balzac, about how, for instance, how this match which you see when you sent it to your publisher in terms of presenting an essay as a novel? I think this kind of subtitle is a novel.
Yeah.
The English title is only a novel.
Yeah.
But obviously it's not a traditional novel. I mean, Balzac's whole oeuvre is a bunch of stories, but each one is a traditional narrative, and obviously this is not. And is there a precedent for that in Spain? Are you doing something new? Because I think in the United States, when people come out with something like this, they always market it as, what do you call that? It's a collection of stories, what do you call it? Collection of stories, no, it's linked stories, that's what it's called. But it's reviewed in the overview, it'll be like, this collection of linked stories, but you're clearly presenting this as a novel, and obviously in the stories themselves, you use the phrase, every character has a novel inside of it.
Yeah, that's also, this is something that was wondering that when I was writing, in the process of writing, sometimes I took some distance from what I was doing, and I asked myself, what am I doing? How should I call this? What is this? Because this is not a novel in the traditional or the usual sense. It isn't a series of stories. And the longer I wrote, the clearer it became for me the links between the stories. I mean, the many different links, and the comings and goings of characters and themes. So, in one of Pérez Galdós' novels, I found a line that struck me as explaining what I was trying to